Welcome to another episode of the Williford Brothers on Life Leadership and Laundromats. We are your host, Luke and
Lee
Williford. We look forward to sharing today about how we got into this crazy business called laundromats.
Yes. Not everybody grows up with their family in the laundry business.
People ask,
Very unique.
I remember being at functions and you meet an insurance salesman or a banker and they're like, what do you do? Laundromats. One guy bought my drink one time because he felt so sorry for me.
You didn't look that haggard, did you?
True story. But
That's great.
Yeah, so it is a family business, and we are blessed to have been born into this industry.
Yes.
Dating back to the late 1960s.
Yep.
In
right.
rural eastern North Carolina is kind of where we were born out of, and it wasn't even intentional that our grandfather got into the industry, and our grandfather is still alive, 96.
Yep. Almost
right
97.
Now, almost 97.
Incredible.
Amazing. Incredible. His work ethic. Man, what a guy.
Hard work and fried food will not kill you.
Absolutely. The man cooked his own fish every day, and he's still doing well. Yeah.
That is
pretty cool.
We did. We got into it kind of by accident.
Absolutely. So he was a worker in a sawmill, and I'll just point, he never borrowed a dime in his life. I interviewed him recently, and he has never borrowed a dime in his life. He fought in World War II, went to the Battle of Bulge, the beach of Normandy. Mm-hmm. And that's a story in itself, but we'll keep it moving. He bought a building in
Williamston,
North Carolina.
Yep. Google it. It's on the map.
Williamston, North Carolina. He bought a building there and was actually the landlord and would collect rent from a guy who operated a dry cleaners and laundromat in this building in the late 1960s. And the guy struggled and couldn't pay him rent, so he had to take over the business.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
I guess that was the first zombie mat, maybe. So it was a distressed laundromat, and he took it over. Yep. And I think the first thing that he did was pretty cool.
Yes.
Because we hang our hats on improving the distressed laundries that we take over.
Yes.
And you want to tell him what he did?
Yeah,
so
I'm
cool.
happy to. It's one of my favorite stories. Yeah, so one of our core values that we share with all of our staff members is respect. And so we respect each person who comes into our laundromats, and we want to treat them with excellence because that's what the Lord commands us to do. And so when this all happened, the dry cleaners and little washerette went out of business, and to pay his rent, he had to take over the laundromat and the dry cleaners. So when he took it over, there was a front entrance and a back entrance with a partition that divided the two. And he went in and tore it down because that partition was to separate the whites from the blacks. And this is eastern North Carolina in the late 1960s. So what an incredible example that he set for us, for our family, to make sure that those type of divisions did not exist and do not exist. So, man, what a cool story to be part of in our family legacy.
What a bold move at that time, and the right move.
Yes,
and we talked. I remember talking to him about it, and it was taken well. Mm-hmm. It was taken well by all of the customers. I'm sure there was some holdback somewhere, but when you do the right thing, man, that's so cool.
Yes, it's a beautiful thing, and here we are, 60 years later. Yeah, we're just over 60 years later.
Absolutely. With we serve thousands and thousands of customers every week. Yep. And our family
white,
actually,
brown, every color.
And some of our extended family got into the business, and I was calculating the number of stores that we have now, and it's almost 80, I believe.
That's right.
And that all stemmed from that one guy going out of business in the late 1960s to now serving, tens and tens of thousands of people per week, doing millions and millions of pounds of laundry.
Yeah.
And it's just
really,
really cool. Then our grandfather really didn't like running the business. He had other desires in his heart.
Yeah,
and
he
gifts.
was a farmer.
He wanted to be a
He wanted to
farmer.
be a
He
farmer.
became a farmer. He
did.
saved up enough money from his sawmill job. He got the best job in the sawmill and was able to save up enough money to buy his own first farm, and then eventually could leave the sawmill and replace that income with his farming full time. And then he continued to grow to where now our cousin runs the operation. Uncle built the operation, and they have
talented farmers.
Almost 3,000 acres
That's right.
of farmland. They do cotton and peanuts. I think they've tried a little bit of it all, but their hard work ethic and dedication has really blessed them. But so our father took over that laundromat.
That's right. He bought it while he was a junior in college. I think around 1974, 1975. Yeah. And he started with that as his first one, bought another, and then a third and a fourth. And we came along in the early to mid 1980s, and we've been in the laundry industry ever since.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
was born into this industry. Feel like I've been picking up dryer sheets ever since I was born.
Yeah. In fact, I can remember the days before dryer sheets when there were no dryer sheets and it was just trash and cigarette butts.
Oh, wow.
Yep. I remember growing up and actually in the store that our grandfather took over and that our father purchased, on the folding tables, built into the folding table, was an ashtray.
Wow.
So times have certainly changed. Yeah, no AC, ashtrays built into the folding tables, and we've come a long way since
I don't
then.
know who changed that, but I'm thankful we no longer allow us.
I remember when our father instituted a no smoking policy.
Really?
Yep, that was about 20 years ago.
Wow.
Probably the late 90s, I would guess.
Yeah, and our father grew it, worked really hard to make that one that was distressed successcul, and that took a lot of hard work. He left college
Busted
because,
knuckles.
in his words, he told me his friends were graduating, and they really weren't. It wasn't, the value wasn't there for the degree, and he had more time to go. And he said, "Well, I'll take this over." I believe our grandfather financed him the first one, and then the next one he went down to the bank and was able to borrow money to do the second.
That's right.
Makes me think of my mom's father. When my mom first met my father, her father, of course, wanted to check out this guy his daughter was dating. When my daughter start dating, I'm going to want to check him out too.
Vet him.
So my mom tells her father, says, I'm dating this guy and he does these laundry things, a laundromat. So my grandfather, we call him Pap, my mom's dad. He gets in his car and he drives down to where my dad's laundromat is in Williamston, that first one. He walks in, he looks around, and I remember he told my mom, he said, "It's going to be a tough life, baby, but if you love him, you love him."
All you need is love.
And he told that story to our over 200 people at our Christmas party this past year, and it was just neat, that first one, it didn't look like mom would be, where she's at today. And I remember mom telling us about a trailer that she desired to have when she was first dating
mobile
dad.
home,
A mobile home. That was her dream. So it's cool to see where God's taken her, and I hope to have her on the podcast. Because she's
entertaining.
She's entertaining, and she loves Jesus. She loves people. And how do you know people love Jesus? Because they love people.
Yes, absolutely.
So we love our mom.
Yeah. And I would say, kind of going along that train of thought, is if you are thinking about buying a laundromat, it could be your first and last one. You may get into it and you may love it. You may get into it and you may hate it. But there's no telling where you're going to go from there. There are small decisions that are not major, and there are major decisions that can lead to your success or your imminent death in the industry. So I would say just see what happens. Yeah, get into the industry, take over your first laundromat. You will not know everything. Even if you listen to all of our podcasts or the hundreds that are out there of people who have been in the industry for a while. Some people haven't been in the industry very long and are full of advice. But yeah, seek information. Let us know how we can help you make it in this industry, because it's fantastic. As Luke has just described, our family's been in this industry a long time. And yeah, our mother's dream was to live in a nice mobile home. And a lot of success has come out of that, but they didn't get into it thinking that they would one day be extremely successful, and that's why they got into industry. I think these days and time, a lot of people just want to have something that they can put on Instagram.
Absolutely.
And make it look really cool, when deep down, I think the question needs to be asked, why are you doing this? Are you doing this to serve other people, or are you doing it, because it's a pretty good return on your investment and you're just looking to milk some cash out of something?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think one thing is it's not a commodity anymore. It's a true business. Mm-hmm. We're not just selling utilities and the machine is what the machine is, but people have choices this day and age. Mm-hmm. They can wash at different places. And I think that's the approach we've taken just over the last 10 years. We've really continued to grow. And one thing we always say is we can do it better today. We can do it better tomorrow. There's always a better way. I see the people who have failed in this laundry business. We bought stores from many of them. Yes. And I think one of the things, they think they know it all. Even at the closing table, a lot of times when they're handing us 500 keys and they're losing money every week, they want to give us advice. Yeah. And I think it's important.
Which is kind and thoughtful, but it's also,
Yeah. It's but
different mindset.
I think we've always got to be improving. If you get into this industry, have a heart for people, because you're going to serve people from all walks of life. About 80% of our customers are repeat customers. They come every week. They depend on you. Yep. And if you're in a big city, they've got options of where to go. Mm-hmm. And what we've done is tried to provide an excellent customer experience to everybody who walks through our doors. Mm-hmm. They register with our card and they come back, and we add locations around the town so it's convenient if they're on one side of the town or another. Yes. And just really go above and beyond. Lee always says the bar was set here in our industry, and we're just trying to raise that bar.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I think we've done that through the business model that we've been able to create. And you mentioned about 80% of our customers being repeat. So with our payment system, we can know exactly what that is, and we're at about 88% of our weekly customers are repeat customers, and roughly 12% are first-time customers who hopefully will become repeat customers as we continue to build and grow our store numbers, but also the number of customers that we serve every day in our chain of laundromats.
Yeah. If we serve somebody once in a lifetime or once every week, we want to treat them all the same. We want to blow their mind with how well of experience they have. Our machines working, clean, friendly staff. We do a lot of marketing, so you have to make sure that you're delivering on what you're marketing, and that's something one of my responsibilities is to make sure there's no out of service machines. Mm-hmm. There's no staff who don't have a good attitude. Chick-fil-A does such a great job of when you go being consistent, and their staff having such a good attitude. And that's something we really try to hang our hat on.
There's incredible value there.
Yeah. And sure, my favorite picture from last year is that picture with all of our staff there. I mean, we did a lot of people. We did a training day last year in the summer, and man, what a day that was. It was
we laughed, we cried.
We did laugh, we cried. Man,
we ate good food.
Our team gets to meet other team members. They tell stories. We gave out a winner of the best story, and it's just incredible the relationship they build in the communities we serve. But that's kind of how we got into the business. Our father actually gave us an opportunity. I played minor league baseball for a little while after college. I played football, basketball, and baseball in high school.
Luke's the athlete.
And then football and baseball at a little college here called North Carolina Wesleyan College. Then went on and was able to play a little bit of minor league, non-affiliated baseball. Then I realized the world ran on money. And I remember going to the teller.
You weren't having any coming in.
Well, I had a little bit. I would go to the teller and I'd go, "Do you think like Mark McGuire cashes his check too?" So I played around. Then I did some insurance and selling insurance, and then Dad gave us the opportunity to come on and work with him. And if I was him, I wouldn't take a pay cut. So we had to grow the thing, and he gave us that opportunity to grow the thing.
When was that? Do you remember? What year you came on?
probably 2011.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yep.
So it's been
Sounds
11 years. But
Yeah.
that's when I officially came on. But I've been in this business since we were young.
Picking up dryer sheets as a
man,
5-year-old.
I remember going with Dad and separating coins and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
That's probably why we created our own payment system, because we've dealt with so many coins
tired of
over the
quarters.
years. And that we got to soak up the experience and learn from the experience and wisdom from our father, which kind of gave us a great place to start on really nailing down our business model. We continue to nail down our business model.
Yes, it is. It's still a dynamic thing, for sure.
To make sure it's both operationally functioning, my side, and to make sure it's profitable on Lee's side. He handles that.
Those things are important. Yeah. Well, if this is your first laundromat that you're looking to buy that you've bought, or if you're closing on your 50th, we hope that you are in a family business because you own it, you operate it, and you support lots of people who depend on you both as a provider of laundry services and for income for their families, for those folks who are there working for you. We hope that this is just one step in your legacy to building a lifetime's work in this industry. Glad you're in it, glad we're in it, and glad we get to share these very fun and exciting stories. We hope that you'll comment, send us emails, tag us on Facebook so that we can know kind of what your family story is and be encouraged by that.
Yep. I think all businesses are the same. Even if you're not in the laundromat business, go above and beyond, and pray about it, follow your strengths. I'm not trying to be the CFO of our company because that wouldn't serve me well, wouldn't serve our company well. And so follow your strengths.
Yes.
Yeah.
People's strengths.
Absolutely. System weaknesses.
Yes.
That's what Lee says. People's strengths and systems weaknesses.
Yes.
So
and that works across the board, no matter what industry.
Absolutely. But at the end of the day, provide an excellent customer experience. Everything we do is to do that. And I'm so thankful our grandfather, that guy didn't pay rent.
I've always wanted to do a history of, okay, who is this person? and thank somebody in this family.
Then our grandfather took it over, and then our father took initiative to take it over and improve it. It was a lot of work, and to improve it so much that one couldn't pay rent, but our father could be successful. And we still have a store there in Williamston, North Carolina.
Yep.
And it's not what you do, it's how you do it. I mean, I can't.
And why you do it.
And why you do it, most importantly. Yeah. We often ask, why are we continuing to grow? And for me, it's all about people. It's about providing another job for another team member and their family, and then providing a great place. And we always go to markets that need that. We don't go somewhere that already has that.
Yep.
And man, the appreciation of the communities we go into is just mind-blowing.
Yes,
I mean,
you can feel it.
So grateful.
It's visceral. It's good.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for watching. Like you said, like, share, follow, and share this with your friends if they're in the laundromat business, or if they're just in a business and they're looking for some encouragement and motivation, because it's not easy, but it's certainly worthwhile if that's what God's called you to.
And we're in it together.
For sure.
Yep.
I guess that's it. It's a wrap.
That's a wrap. We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time.